made it all possible for us. So thank you all for turning out for this wonderful day of both celebration and gratitude. Celebration for a wonderful opportunity for our students to graduate in 4 years. Think of it, a bachelor's degree for under $25,000. This is what this state government and our representatives and leaders has created, this opportunity for all of our students here. So wonderful celebration of that, but also gratitude. Gratitude to Governor Dan McKee, to Lieutenant Governor and alum Sabina Matos, Secretary of State Greg Amore, Speaker of the House Joe Shekarchi, Senate Majority Leader Ryan Pearson, Representative Joe McNamara, Chair of the House Education Committee. Both Ryan and Joe were the architects of the bill that ultimately passed to get us this scholarship. Chairman of the Post-Secondary Council, David Caprio, and Commissioner Shannon Gilkey are here. And thanks to all the state leaders who helped make this happen. Also, I believe we have two of our RIC alumni in the General Assembly, Representative Karen Alzate and Representative Enrique Sanchez. We also have Post-Secondary Council member Thomas Izzo. Senator Izzo, thank you for coming. Greg Ebner is here, Assistant Commissioner of the Post-Secondary Council. And Joyce Stevos is here, Chair of the board, of our Foundation Board. Thank you, Joyce. So, and I also want to thank all of the members of the Rhode Island College community, our students, our faculty, and all of our staff for being such strong advocates for this college in contacting your legislators and reaching out to people in the community of influence who could get this bill passed for us. So thank you all for your support. Give yourselves some applause. Well, this is such a great day of celebration and gratitude for having this scholarship at Rhode Island College. We know it's going to have such a positive impact on our students by reducing financial barriers to completing a degree, but we also know that by boosting our graduation rates, it helps the economic development and workforce development prospects for the state of Rhode Island. A more highly educated population improves the tax base, improves the quality of life for Rhode Islanders, reduces reliance on public assistance, and a whole host of other benefits that accrue to highly educated communities. These are the public benefits, and it's why the state invests in a public institution like Rhode Island College and in its students through a scholarship like this. The impact on students is really quite significant, and I thought I would read you some quotes from some of the recipients of the Hope Scholarship. We immediately reached out to eligible juniors and seniors to give them the good news this past summer, and this is what they say. Sabrina Alves said, "It has really changed my life this year. I've been struggling with money, and this scholarship has been a relief. I have had to balance working nearly 40 hours and being a full-time student, and it can get mentally challenging at times. This has allowed me to work less and really focus on school and graduating this year." Gianna Alessandra de Graca says, "It helped make college affordable and accessible to my family and me. And as a first-generation student, the Hope Scholarship is helping me achieve my dream of being the first in my family to graduate with a 4-year college degree." And Ashley Ortiz says this, "This incredible opportunity has had a profound impact on my life, and I want to convey my heartfelt thanks. As an African-American female navigating the path to higher education independently, I have encountered various challenges and financial obstacles. The Hope Scholarship has been a game changer for me. It has relieved a significant financial burden and allowed me to fully focus on my academic pursuits." And there's something in that last quote I want to point out and emphasize. Ashley called it a game changer, and it is just that. I hear game changer when I speak with students and their families. I hear it when I speak to our admissions officers who are recruiting students, and they know that this will help attract more students to Rhode Island College. And I hear it when I talk to state leaders about the impact not only on individual students, but on the welfare of the state as a whole. This Hope Scholarship is truly a game changer for Rhode Island College and for the state. And now I would like to introduce someone who's a testament to that. Taitan Sun, or Tai as he prefers, is a junior. He's majoring in computer information science and governor, minoring in cybersecurity. Tai is a student that simply loves learning. He has a 3.9 grade point average. Hope I'm not violating FERPA laws by, and what did you get the B in anyway? He's involved in many extracurricular activities, including being a tutor. He has a passion for learning, and he enjoys helping others achieve success. Tai, welcome to the microphone.
Hi everyone, my name is Taitan Sun. I'm a junior, a computer science major, and I have a minor in cybersecurity. I was also born and raised in Providence. Rhode Island College has been a part of my life even before I became an official student. I've always loved to learn, which led me to take an Introduction to Cybersecurity course at Rhode Island College during my junior year of high school. That course was taught by Professor Mellistark. Everything just snowballed from there. In my freshman year at Rhode Island College, I was asked to be a teaching assistant for Rhode Island College's Gen Cyber Camp, also led by Professor Mellistark. And I've been doing that every year since. I am also a computer science tutor. I am president of the Gamer Club, and I'm a member of the InfoSec Club, a cybersecurity club on campus. So to find out that my tuition this year is fully paid for through the Hope Scholarship has been a game changer. The financial burden is off my parents. It's undeniable that education and finances are linked. In other words, it's hard to have one without the other. So you can imagine how happy my parents were to find out the good news. They know I've always loved learning, and they're really glad I'm being rewarded for it. I think it's great that students are getting the financial help that they need. It may seem too good to be true, but it's absolutely real, and it's a game changer. I've given a lot to Rhode Island College, but it has also given a lot to me. Speaking of giving a lot to Rhode Island College, I want to bring up our next speaker, whose leadership and vision on the Hope Scholarship have helped to get us here today. Governor Daniel McKee.
I'm wearing the tie today with a great deal of pride, and it's great to be here. And today is all about hope. Thank you, Ty, for your comments. Give Ty one more round of applause. I know that he's the example that we all work and strive for to make sure that each and every person in the state of Rhode Island has an opportunity to develop their skills and talents to the highest potential, and part of that is higher education. I can't think of an initiative that has been more of a team effort, and the true sense of a team effort with the Speaker and the Senate President, with their leadership that is here today. They are, they need to pass things that are important to the state of Rhode Island, but I can tell you that, I'll speak out of school, but we're definitely aligned on how important education is into the state of Rhode Island. And when we set goals for our state to meet or achieve Massachusetts levels by 2030, raise incomes, raise personal wealth, and raise health and fitness levels, this is really important. What's happening here today, that's being announced today, that'll get us there. So Speaker and Senate President, of course, Greg Amore, our Lieutenant Governor, Ryan Pearson, my neighbor up in Cumberland, and as well as Representative Joe McNamara. Thank you so much, and Shannon Gilkey as well. You know, for a while, and I think this is changing with the leadership here that's getting in place as I'm meeting more and more people that are in the leadership positions, whether it's in the students or the administration of Rhode Island College. It's always been that, consider this best kept secret, Rhode Island College. Well, I'm here to tell you that with the plans that we have for this school and the future of this college, those days of being a secret are over. People are going to know Rhode Island College is a place to go to get an education. So think about over the last 2 years plus, not many universities could say they had the First Lady of the United States visit their campus. And when Dr. Biden was coming to our state, we could have selected any setting anywhere in the state of Rhode Island, but we picked right here at Rhode Island College. And as you're working on the traditional and the really strong curriculum pieces that are here, but we're adding to that. How many universities would have a congressman leading a cybersecurity school that is a national and international leader in cybersecurity? Not many. And Rhode Island College has that right here on campus now. And we're very optimistic about that security school. Looking for 1,000 people to be in that school in 5 years, graduating 250 people a year. And that's going to be tremendous to our economy, but to the individuals who are going to get that education. They're going to really benefit from that. And it doesn't happen without a strong leadership and team effort. And how many of those colleges that are out there can say that they are providing a full scholarship for juniors and seniors to ensure that their graduate and start off professional lives with less debt? That's a good thing. Thank you. These are all things that Rhode Island students and Rhode Islanders across the state can be proud of. Now, why is the Hope Scholarship so important? It's because we know that students who graduate with 4-year degrees will have a higher earning potential and help them fill important professional positions within our economy. It's going to strengthen families, it's going to strengthen communities, and it's going to strengthen the state of Rhode Island. The Hope Scholarship is a critical tool to ensure affordability is not a reason our students don't finish their 4 years degrees. Put simply, the Hope Scholarship is a win for students. All the students that are here today and those people who are guiding them in their lives right now, it's a win for families in all of Rhode Island. And I'm so proud to play a role with our partners here in government, in our higher ed with Shannon Gilkey, and along with Jack Warner, our current president of this school. I'm proud to be here to help make that all a reality. I'm really looking forward for the years to come in terms of what this is going to actually mean to the state of Rhode Island. I thank all the students that are here today. Pass the word to your friends. Pass the word that this is a place to go. So congratulations to Rhode Island College, and I'll be around. Our Lieutenant Governor Sabina Matos, please come up. A Rhode Island College graduate right here, front and center.
Good afternoon. I'm so glad to be able to be back here at Rhode Island College, a place that gave me so much, to be able to celebrate with all of you this important milestone in which we're able to make the college even more affordable for Rhode Islanders and for anyone that wants to come from out of state, because we're always trying to get people to stay here in Rhode Island. That's part of the plan, right Governor? President Warner, thank you so much for all your hard work to make sure that we were able to get to this point. I want to thank the leadership of Governor McKee. We have been advocating for rec, and the governor has been a big supporter. And he has a partnership at the State House together with the Speaker of the House, Joe Shikashi, and the President of the Senate, Ruggiero. And they have been working every day. They get together frequently just to figure out how they can deliver for the people of Rhode Island and making sure that they put the people of Rhode Island first. So I want to acknowledge the leadership in our state of the governor, the speaker, the Senate president, who's represented here by Senator Pearson. Thank you so much for the work that you do. As a proud alumni of Rhode Island College, I'm glad to be back here with the anchor men and anchor women here in Rhode Island College. This was an affordable place for me to get an education. Many of you have heard my story. I came here not speaking the language. When I came to Rhode Island College, I was taking ESL classes still. So it took me 5 years to graduate because I was taking ESL classes first. But this was a welcoming community. I just ran into one of my classmates, Alvaro. By the way, Alvaro just gave me a stress ball. So he figured that I'm gonna need this, so thank you so much. So this is the relationships that we built here in Rhode Island College, and all of you that are attending Rhode Island College are going to be building that type of connections and relationship. This is a place that is a family. It's like a family for all of us. And I'm so glad that the students that are going to be attending are going to be able to finish college with basically, hopefully, no student loan debt, because that's stopping our young people from starting a family, buying a home. And many of them are not even able to rent an apartment because when they do a credit check, their credit has been damaged because of student loans. So this has a big impact. So as an alumni of Rhode Island College, I'm here to say thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for being having the cyber security program here at Rhode Island College, thanks to the support of the General Assembly and the governor. Thank you for being a Hispanic serving institution that recognizes the community that is part of the state of Rhode Island and everything that we contribute, especially when we're celebrating right now Hispanic Heritage Month. So let's celebrate that also. And on behalf of the state of Rhode Island, on behalf of myself and my family, I want to say thanks to the college for everything that they have given me and the opportunity that they have given me to be able to give back to the state of Rhode Island. With that, it's really an honor and pleasure for me to introduce Secretary Amore, who is always has a lot of knowledge about the history of the college and the history of Rhode Island, because he was a history teacher. So, Secretary, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lieutenant Governor. It's an honor to be here with my colleagues in government. This is a fantastic day. I am not a Rhode Island College graduate, but Rhode Island College is very close to my heart. As a student, so many of my teachers in elementary school and high school were Rhode Island College graduates. When I became a history teacher at East Providence High School, so many of my colleagues were Rhode Island College graduates. And so many of my students are Rhode Island College graduates and are here at Rhode Island College now. Do we have any townies out here? Yeah, we have some townies here. Excellent. Townie pride. So I'm a history teacher, so I'm going to give you a little history of this legislation. Where are the political science majors and the history majors? All right, so legislation is sausage making. It's ugly. It doesn't look good. But at the end, it tastes pretty good if it's done right. So this legislation, which is a game changer, is so significant because Chairman McNamara and I studied what would happen to Rhode Island College when we passed the Promise Scholarship for CCRI. And we knew that it would have an adverse effect on Rhode Island College. And so we worked hard, and Senator Pearson and I wrote this legislation. And this legislation was a long time coming. And I'm staring right at Karen Alzate, Representative Karen Alzate, who's a graduate of Rhode Island College, who fought and fought and fought for this legislation because it was not easy. It was not easy. So to create affordability and accessibility and to build a professional workforce and to take the burden off of our families and our students, this crowd of people worked hard together to make sure this got done. So while Senator Pearson and I wrote the bill didn't get passed until after I left the General Assembly. And that's significant because there was a change in leadership in the House of Representatives, and Joe Shekarchi became Speaker of the House. And it opened up the pathway to this legislation. We would not be sitting here today without Governor McKee's support, without the Senate President's support, without the sponsor, Chairman McNamara, the original sponsors, Senator Pearson and myself. But Joe Shekarchi, as Speaker of the House, made this move when it was still messy sausage. It is now a fantastic piece of legislation that will benefit so many Rhode Islanders and their families, and we hope that is for years and years and years to come. So it is my honor to introduce the Speaker of the House, Joe Shekarchi.
Thank you, Secretary, for the very kind words. Good afternoon. What a beautiful day. So often we have these events, and the governor, his staff is always organizing them, and sometimes we have great venues, but sometimes we have bad weather. So today we have a great venue and good weather. So thank you, Governor, and to your staff. I have some prepared remarks, but before I say them, I really want to thank Secretary Amore for what he said. What he didn't say was, while he was in the General Assembly, in his last year before he became Secretary of State, there was a special allocation for Rhode Island College that he championed. It was on our Finance Committee. He said, Speaker, we got to do something for Rick. We got to find some money. And of course, Bill Walsh, who's the lobbyist for Rhode Island College, was always there, always asking, always pressing for the issue, and Jack Warner, who does an outstanding job. And what I say is, when I address these groups, much has been given to Rhode Island College in the last 2 years, and much is expected back. And we're expecting good results. I know President Warner has done a phenomenal job in stabilizing the finances here. And when we have to make allocations in the budget, there are all good causes. Nobody comes up to the General Assembly or the House Finance Committee, the Speaker's office, and says, help me fund this, and it's a bad. They're all good causes. We have to prioritize. We have to make decisions. And it's not the ones that we like the most or the ones that really need it the most. When we're looking at this, we want to know where we can do the most good. And we can do the most good right here at Rhode Island College with the Hope Scholarship. So much has been given and much is expected. There's an advocate. You have great representation. I mentioned Bill Walsh, but nobody in the House of Representatives fights harder and more effectively for Rhode Island College than your own alumni, Karen Alzate. Karen is a chairwoman on my leadership team. We have leadership meetings. She presses the issue for payday lending. She presses the issue for equitable taxes, but she presses the hardest for Rhode Island College. So thank you, Karen, for everything you do. And I don't know if he's here. We have another Rick alumni, Representative Enrique Sanchez as well. So there you are. There you are. Thank you very much for what he did. He's a freshman, but he's getting up to speed very fast. So we look forward to him. I want to acknowledge my partners in government, Governor McKee, Lieutenant Governor Matos, Secretary of State Amore, of course, Chairman McNamara, the long-serving, very effective chairman of the House Education Committee and the sponsor of this bill, the majority leader of the Senate, another dear friend, and the Senate sponsor, Ryan Pearson, Dr. Gilkey. I talked about President Warner, and of course, Ty's son as well. Congratulations. You're a great example of the opportunities that this program offers for the next generation of Rhode Islanders. For many people, the dream of a college education is out of reach. This program alleviates one of the biggest obstacles to a four-year degree, the cost. The Hope Scholarship will enable individuals to achieve the goals of furthering their education, building their skill set so that when they enter the workforce, they're better prepared. It's helping people create a better future for themselves, their families, and our state. Statistics have shown that more than 66% of today's jobs require more than a high school education. However, only 41% of young adults have an education beyond high school. Affordability and access challenges such as tuition costs have created barriers to college education. Those barriers disproportionately, impact people of color. This program will ensure that students who might not otherwise have been able to pursue a four-year degree can now do so. And the Hope Scholarship Program is also helping to enhance our future workforce Yes, there's an economic development aspect of this program that is critical when we were, as Greg said, making the sausage. The Hope Scholarships program is helping to enhance workers in our workforce so that when companies look to relocate in Rhode Island, we have an educated, trained workforce ready for them. I love, personally, that one of the criteria for participants is they must commit to stay in Rhode Island. Because we need talent. We need our bright, hardworking students to stay in Rhode Island. And having a highly skilled workforce makes Rhode Island more attractive. The Hope Scholarship Program gives more Rhode Islanders opportunities for economic mobility, better job opportunities, and in turn, it will strengthen our economy. It's a win all around. Before I conclude my remarks, I want to say one thing to all of you, all of the students who are participating here today, all the students who may or may not have the benefit of a Hope Scholarship. I challenge you all to be involved. Be involved in government. Yes, your state government. Be involved in the electoral process. Be involved in the legislative process. You have 2 alumni who are in the General Assembly, at least in the House. I don't know if there's any in the Senate. I'll defer to my good friend, Mr. Ryan Pearson. But what I will tell you is there's a future for you at the State House. This is your state. Use your skills, use your talent, and I hope to see some of you in the General Assembly in the years to come. And with that, I'd like to introduce my dear friend and colleague, the Senate Majority Leader, the Senate sponsor of the legislation that enabled this program to become a reality, my friend, Senate Majority Leader Ryan Pearson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, everyone, for being here today. The venue is great, but it's even better to see so many Rhode Island College students and faculty and members here today. It was actually a surprise to me coming in, so President Warner and everyone here at RIC, thanks for really making this a celebration. And, you know, celebrating this is something that I think Secretary Maury really hit on well, in that Rhode Island is founded on hope. And one of the things that we had to have as we went through this sausage-making progress was a lot of hope as we went through. And one of the things we kept saying is there hope for hope this year? And finally, we found hope. And I just want to say how important this is for 2 reasons. It's important for every single student to know that if you stick with it and you stay on your school, the state will come in and assist you in the last 2 years of your time here at RIC and make sure you get across that finish line. But the other thing, I'll do it blind for the rest of the way. The other thing that it will very importantly do is make sure, thank you, Lieutenant Governor. The other thing that it'll make sure that it does is this is such an engine for the state. Every single one of you that is graduating, we have a job for you here in Rhode Island. And by the way, we have a lot of jobs for you in state government. It's jobs that need the skills that you're going to learn here at Rhode Island College. And so this is an investment in you, but also an investment in our state. And so I can't do more than double down on the message that stick with it. And if anything, our first choice was love to have you an employee of state government, but if not, we'd love to have you employed here in Rhode Island when you leave school. Going to the sausage making, I think the only positive of COVID, for some of you who may know, the Rhode Island Senate was actually headquartered here on the campus during COVID. We were using the auditorium as our floor to be able to pass legislation and debate legislation. Love Rhode Island College. Wasn't completely conducive to legislating, but we made it work. But perhaps one of the only things that it really did is it made the entire Senate a trapped petri dish for lobbying by half of Rhode Island College President Sanchez and Billy Walsh and many students throughout the time that we were here. And it really built something within the Senate that I can tell you there are so many advocates and members of the Senate for Rhode Island College. And one from the time here, some of them alumni, and some of them just realized some of the things that I mentioned before. So, you know, really it took the efforts and the advocacy for many years to build the momentum that led to this. And I would be remiss to then say, you know, after Governor McKee became governor, he brought an interest to Rhode Island College. I cannot thank him enough for putting this in as a budget amendment this year, and also for the Speaker. Secretary Morey mentioned to start, Speaker Shekarchi became an open ear for what we could do at Rhode Island College and has been a consistent partner with the Senate as we look to invest more and more here at Rhode Island College. So it really takes a team effort. Rhode Island College is something that the entire team not only was willing to make the investment, but make a big investment, be here today to celebrate it. And we just need you to finish the other side of the bargain. Finish those studies, stay here in Rhode Island, work here in Rhode Island, come work for us for state government. We're very, very excited to have you and happy to share this investment in your future. So thank you very much. And I want to turn it over to my sponsor in the House, Chairman McNamara, longtime friend and education chair.
Thank you, Leader Pearson. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 10 years, I've visited 25 college campuses. And as I walked from the back of this campus, speaking with you, I can tell you that Rhode Island College not only has the best dressed students, it has the best looking students. Give yourselves a round of applause. Representative Alzate and Representative Sanchez said, Representative McNamara, it is true. It is true. They've said that many times. Ladies and gentlemen, our state motto is hope. The American dream is built on hope. This scholarship will give hope to all of our students at Rhode Island College to graduate with little or no debt. It will give hope to Rhode Island College to fulfill its mission in educating Rhode Islanders for the 21st century. And it will give hope to our state's economy, where 7 out of 10 jobs will require a post-secondary degree. And most importantly, it will provide hope for the citizens of Rhode Island who desperately need the professions that you are going into here. We need more teachers, more nurses, and more social workers if we're ever going to solve the homeless crisis. And you are the future of our state. Thank you very much, and continue the work. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Graduate on time. Best wishes and success in the future. It's my pleasure to introduce Mr. President for the signing of the bill. Jack Warner.
Can you imagine any more enthusiasm or excitement or commitment on the part of our state leaders than what you have just heard from all of these great leaders for us? Please give them another round of applause. Before we conclude, I want to acknowledge that the education that takes place here at Rhode Island College happens on Narragansett land. We honor the history and ancestry of the First Nations and Indigenous peoples in our state and their contributions to our communities. A special thanks also goes to Professor Joe Foley and the Rick Trumpet Ensemble for playing for us. I really wasn't sure that he needed to be called out because he's been tooting his own horn. I know. Sorry about that. I apologize. Now, after the signing, I invite you to enjoy some local food courtesy of Donovan Dining, including soggy dogs, Nettie kettle corn, Warwick ice cream, and Yacht Club soda. But before we get to that, we have a pen over here, Governor. A pen for you to sign. So come on over and we'll do the official signing of the bill.
That's great, Mr. President. First Lady of the United States here, but the First Lady
We're gonna get high. Maybe we should even get one of the reps like Shakarchi or Pearson. Yeah, that's like the main one. Then we'll work our way around. We're gonna do a little live show. Pan out. Same. I could go from 5.6 to like